Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. Not doing anything too exciting today. We're going to be making a shelf here for my other CRT TV to mount above this one. So yeah, nothing too exciting, it's just a shelf. But it's going to be quite an awkward build. So it's got to hold quite a bit of weight, it's holding a CRT TV. Generally I would bolt it to 4 walls, big support going across, you know, plenty of support in it, 4 angles, should hold a bit of weight. But I've nothing to bolt to on this side, I've got a window in the way on this side, and I want it to be symmetrical, so I'm not going to be able to bolt to that side. So basically I'm going to have a floating shelf that's coming out this way. I can only support it on these 2 walls here, and all the weight's going to be out here. So it's going to be kind of an interesting build, and I haven't actually figured out how I'm going to do it yet. Again, I want it to be a floating shelf as well, so we'll figure it out as we go. First things first, let's get this TV out of the way. Right, TV's out of the way, and I've got a bit of cardboard I'm going to use as a template. First of all, I just want to check if the wall's square, and it's not that bad. A couple of little gaps, but not major, not that's going to cause me issues. So I've marked out on the floor where the front lip of my other TV sits, a couple of marks here. So now I want to transfer that onto this piece of card. So this isn't going to go back to the wall, obviously we've got skirting here. But whatever I make, the frame, I'm going to be covering it with some 18mm, which is the same thickness as that. So it will sit in the same place as I want it. So now I just want to transfer these marks on the floor to this, cut a straight edge, and then we'll sit the TV on it and see where we want it to sit. So I'm not sure how like a proper tradesman would do this. But to transfer this mark, what I am planning on doing is putting a drawing pin through the corner of the mark, like so, taping it back down, and then plonking my cardboard on top of them, and then joining up the dots. So we'll get the corner lined up. And then ping. Yeah, that's it, that worked pretty well. I don't know how well you can see, but that turned out pretty damn good. So, to get that in place now, I've also marked out the centre line. Next up, then you get a TV on it. It's not overly heavy as far as TVs go in this. At the same time, it's not overly light either. Now, I do want my TV to sit back from the other TV a bit, so I can access the DVD player on the other one. So I'm thinking maybe 100mm. So I might take some marks down here, draw 100mm. I'm thinking that looks pretty good. Right, so we're pretty square now. I don't know if you better pick this up on the TV, but this is my line here. So about 40mm away from the TV. I've got a good bit of room at the back. This is the centre, right up by the O. And I'm perfectly square with the front edge with the TV. So now, I just want to make, I don't know how much wider I want it than the TV. I'm thinking I just put my level down it and make a mark, maybe. Right, I've got a basic shape now of the shelf I'm building, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to have a lot of support on the actual walls from the design of this shelf. I suppose I could go that way to give more support. I quite like the idea of having it square. I'm going to be putting a lot of faith into these fixings, aren't I? All the weight sits here, you see, so it's going to be anchored weirdly. Thinking if I make it out of metal, so I'll make like a frame out of angle iron, weld some up, and then clad it with wood. Angle iron won't bend, and I can use some massive 10mm bolts to anchor it to the wall. Yeah, let's have a look at making it out of metal. You know what, if it don't work, I'll just fuck it off and I'll try something else. Let's just do it, see what happens. Right, so we're going to have a crack at making it out of angle iron. Why not? So this is a template, not the bottom up, because I want this to be on the top. And what we're going to do, we're just going to mark all the way around the edge. This is like 1.5 inches, I think, 35mm. Mark all the way around the edge. And then you can use them marks to mark your cuts up, rather than measuring and piss-arsing around. You get some weird angles on stuff like this. Because my shape isn't actually square to the wall, it's just square to the TV setup, so like this side's longer than that side. Makes it a bit of an awkward build, but I wanted it to sit nice with my other TV, and that's the most important part. I spent ages getting that TV how I want it, and I want the other TV at the same angle. So once we've got it all marked up all the way around the edge, we can just, instead of working out angles, we can go from that corner to that, and that gives us an angle. Simples. These two should be right angles, hopefully. If they're not, something went wrong. Right, so I'll join all these up, and I can use these as templates for marking up my metal to cut. We'll get to grinding. Job's a good one. Right, so I'll mark that up, just so you can see how I've marked it up. So you join the corner with where the two meet, and that gives you your angle. And then just mark up your pieces. So when you're putting them together, it's really easy. Basically, it's a weld by numbers. So yeah, start with big pieces, mark up where we want as angles, so you just line it up. And basically all you got to do is transfer that mark, and the one on the back, and then chop your angles. Piece of piss. I mean, they're easy anyway, they're 45 degrees, so they're easy to mark up. It's when you come to these ones, that's where you get your pain in the ass angles. Right, let's get to grinding. I'll try and remember to turn the sound down, but in case I forget, take this as your warning. Grinding's loud, and I'm about to do it. I think I'd better put some safety glasses on as well since I'm making a video, in case anyone tries to fucking copy me. I'd normally just have safety squints, but there you go. Are you ready? Here comes the noise. Clean that up with a flat disc. I used to have a chop saw, but I got rid of all my industrial size stuff years ago. So yeah, lots more cuts like that. One's all cut. I'll chuck them over there and I'll show you again. Right, so I got all them cut up. They won't sit exact until I've cleaned all edges up. They won't sit in. But yeah, close enough for now. So, next thing, I need to probably make a strut across the top, but I might wait till I've welded it all up before I do that. But now I need to decide how I'm going to mount the wood, so drill some holes where I'm going to be mounting it so I can screw it in from the back. So obviously I want all this covered with the melamine board stuff, this stuff. So drill some holes for screwing that on, and then that's about it really. Some holes along the back where I'm mounting it. So these two pieces here are the only two pieces that are going to be touching the wall. So 3 massive bolts through each of them. Hopefully will be enough. If not, I might have to put some sort of counter brace on these bits going down the wall. Sort of like a triangle to just give it some more support. I may even have to go with like a support from the back to there. We'll see. I think this should hold that TV. It's not ridiculously heavy, isn't that CRT? 25-inch Sony. I don't know how much it weighs, probably around 30 kilos. But it's not ridiculous. Not ridiculous. This should hold it. So yeah, I'll clean all these edges, get them all fettled up. See them nice and rough. And then we'll get the metal zapper out and zap them all together. A few holes along here. Just so I can screw the wood to the outside of this frame when I'm done. I've got to put all my holes in, then I'll come back through and countersink them all. I need some bigger holes for mounting as well, for the mounting to the wall. Probably about 8mm them holes. We'll get all them drilled. Right, that's it. Frame's all ready, all drilled out, all marked up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go around, blast all these corners together along the top, and then once it's tacked in position, I'll get rid of the template, chuck it up on some bits of wood so I don't burn shit out of my bench, screw it down so it's secure and it doesn't twist, and fully weld it. It's like my welding helmet. Terminator model. Awesome, isn't it? So yeah, get this zapped up. Just going to tack it first. I'll do a couple of tiny tack welds on camera, but I'm not going to do all of them because it fucks your camera up basically. It burns through your lenses and stuff. I have actually knackered one by recording welding in the past. Turn my gas on. Got full welding setup like, all gases. I ain't got a TIG welder anymore. I used to have a TIG welder. I just don't really use them anymore, so no point having it lying around. Don't need that. Do need that. I only really wear one glove when I'm welding generally. So yeah, I'll just get some tacks together. Top corners. I'll get them in place. Where's my earth cable? And then we want to get rid of the cardboard basically, because it'll start burning and then it'll mess with the gases going through the system. We don't want that. So yeah, when you're doing the proper welds, you want them firmly in place because it'll start twisting and warping. Just put an odd tack on here and there, don't really matter, it's not going nowhere really. And that one's in place nicely. I'm just going to go around, do all that. And then I'll come back, I'll show you when we've got it propped up in place, ready to weld. Alright, so we're tacked up now, all welded. So what I'll do now is, like I said, I don't want to set my table on fire, so I'm going to screw it in place through these screw holes here, onto some bits of wood, and then we'll just start welding it all up so it doesn't warp. I'll fully weld all the inner joints, and then I'll flip it over, and we'll do all backs. Probably won't be the prettiest because it's been a long time since I've had to do right welding that's anything other than functional. Let's put it that way. But yeah, it'll grind back. I'm more of a grinder than a welder these days. I used to take pride in my welding, but I just chuck it together nowadays. I couldn't care less. But yeah, it's still in perfect shape. So yeah, all good. Sweet. Nice. Right, I'll get it propped up, fully weld it. Right, so I know it looks sketchy, but that is absolutely solid now. Mounted in 5 places, solid to the bench, without touching it, so I'm not going to set it on fire. And I can just crack on and weld all these joints up now, you see. So I'll do this one here on camera, and then the rest of them doing off camera. Gas, turn my gas off. So pissing about. It's not cheap in gas. It's like 80 quid a bottle. Right, sorted. Let's go. Yeah, so that's good. Right, do that all the way around. Tell you what people, my eyesight's getting worse. I just ground all joints back. And I'd totally missed all the way down there. I'd missed the actual joint, I just welded next to it. I think it's about time I've got some glasses maybe. But anyway, I grind that back and we're done, we're fully welded. All the way around, all flatted off. I don't even know if it's going to need a support, you know. I was thinking I'd put a support across it, but that brings its own problems if you put a support across as well. So while I'm fixing in, it makes it harder to get them in. Don't know, I don't know what to do for the best with that. I'll do it just to make sure it's got enough support across. Also, because this end's longer than that end, it's going to look weird. Not that it matters because it's going to be covered in wood. Yeah, I'm probably better off cutting one and putting one in, aren't I? Right, so fully welded with a support in it now. Oh yeah, all nice, smoothed off, all the way around. And let's have a look. I've marked it up with as template, so you can see we're pretty damn close all the way around. Millimetre here to there, but yeah, crack on. I need to drill a few holes in there. I forgot to do it before I welded it in place. Brush it around. Other than that, that's ready for the coat of primer, which I should have some kicking around. I've got loads of old car paint, and then we'll dig some black paint out. I think I've got some Panther black from a Ford Focus ST somewhere. So yeah, we'll get that painted up black, and then we need to put some wood on it. Fucking hate doing this. So boring, checking bloody paint cans. I've been really good at it when I was a teenager, like. Not got as much practice nowadays. Married life. Day 2. Well, we're in the afternoon because I've been busy this morning. I never get around to starting any of these projects till like the afternoons. That's why it takes me so long. So like 1 o'clock yesterday when I started. And it's what, 2 o'clock now? Well, yeah, 10 to 2. So, we painted, frame's ready. All I have to do now is cover it in chipboard. This stuff. I should have enough, I think. I bought another piece just to do this. This is the offcut I've got left from the other project I did. And then I've got another piece. So yeah, you've seen me do this before, you've seen me mess with this wood before. And it's the same process. I'm going to mark it up, cut it, screw it to this frame, and some bits will need a bit of edging putting on them. Only the bits that are going to be on the show. So, piece on here, piece there, that edge, front edge, side edge. So I'm just going to cut to a montage of me doing that, and then we'll chuck it up on the wall and see if it holds a telly. Let's go. Checking which way these wires run before I start drilling into the wall. They should go down, but we'll see. Tried using my stud finder, absolutely no use. Anywhere near me it just goes crazy, so yeah, I'll have to do it the old fashioned way. Yeah, we're down, we're good. Right, so I have marked out, don't know if you'll be able to see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. I'll drill them out and I'm going to chuck this shelf on the wall. Right, so we're going with M8s by 100mm, and I need a 10mm hole for the plugs. This wall is absolutely solid. That one ain't so solid. Went in a lot easier. So we'll get these out to 10mm. Hopefully this will be still solid enough to hold it. It should be. Cinder blocks spread out quite well, so. Right. That easy. We'll get some screws in it, and hopefully it'll hold the CRT. Right, I'm in house on my own, so this is not going to be the easiest to get into place in this. I'm going to kind of have to balance it on my head, maybe. Oh, these bloody Ethiopians have often carry water on them, I feel like now. I think I'd be getting dehydrated. This is not fun. Hopefully my zippy zappy gun can do most of the work. Feels pretty solid, man. Right, it's make or break time, people. Let's see what it does. That's solid. Going nowhere. Sweet. Sorted. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Didn't even creak, man. Quite happy with that, to be honest with you. Could have been a lot worse. Could have just gone bang. Ugh. Yeah, haven't moved at all. Stuck perfectly on its line under there. Good stuff, people. So we have this TV we want it. I'm going to clean this shelf up. I'm going to take it back off. I'm going to clean this shelf up. Clean all down there. I just wanted to make sure it's sat first. And we're good. Sorted. So I'll be back in a minute when everything's where it's meant to live. So it's hard to get the full effect because there's a lot of light coming through that window. So I think my next job is actually do something with that, get a blind on there. But that looks fucking awesome. From where I sit over there, perfect. Now some people mentioned this TV is going to be too high. I plan on getting a couple of bar stools so I can just chill here and play light gun games. And that's going to be how I spend quite a lot of my time now. But yeah, that is bang on. Floating shelf. Just as I wanted. I didn't want to be able to see all the fixings and everything else. I just wanted it to be sat right as it is. And it works, it looks cock on. I am happy with that. Boom is coming together now. So we've got these two TVs in place where I want them. All the wires nicely behind. So these are on their own socket. I've got a safe protected plug socket for these two, and that light plugs in there as well. Still get to the DVD player, as I said. As you can see, we've got Goonies on. So yeah, that all works absolutely fine. This sound, I am over the moon with how that sits. It looks lovely, it really does. And when I play Time Crisis and stuff like that, I actually want to be standing so I can get the full arcade effect. So yeah, happy with that. Right, so that's it for this episode. A long ass episode to say all I've done is put a shelf up. But as you can see, ain't no ordinary shelf. I reckon it'd probably take a bigger TV, to be honest. I did actually go a bit oversized, just in case I ever want to go up to like a 28 inch. I think I have to put some anchors at the back just to be safe though if I did that. But yeah, don't even budge a millimetre when you drop that TV on it. It's absolutely cock on. So, sound. I'm going to tidy up now. It's a shit hole in here. All my tools are everywhere, there's stuff all over the place. All these wires are everywhere. Yeah. So that's it for me today. Tidying up. Job's a good one. So I'll see you soon with another video, probably wiring this up. Be a couple of pickups videos in between, stuff like that. And if you manage to sit through this right to the end, well done. Get yourself a gold star. Won't be any this long again, I don't think. Wiring's only a quick job. Putting some units in there. The only other thing that might be a long video is when I make something for my controllers. Because it's doing my head in, just having them all on top of the units and on top of the consoles. So I am going to make something for that. I've got a couple of ideas floating around in my head. None of them are particularly easy. We'll see, we'll see. Right, that's it. I'm off. See you later.